Hey everyone, it's camping weekend. Come along with me as I get our travel trailer ready for this next road trip. So I will actually go ahead and get my bed made before we even leave, because the last thing I want is to be at the campsite inside making the bed when I can be out chilling out in that fresh air with my husband and the puppies. So I'm gonna go. Already my ADHD has taken over and I found a distraction. I ran inside to get my coffee maker. I don't want to forget the coffee maker. Nobody wants to be around me if I don't have coffee in the morning. So while I was doing that, I happened to think of something. One of the things I'm most paranoid about in the RV is moisture and getting mold or mildew. So I will come back from a trip, open all the cupboards and the drawers in the kitchen area, and crank up my dehumidifier to let those things dry out thoroughly before I close them again. And something else I do, because I'm always worried about like things getting nasty when they have water sitting in them, is when we get back from a trip, I will empty out all the water in, I have a Keurig coffee maker. So I'll empty out all that water in the coffee maker, let it dry out, but then I'll also run a clean cycle on it right before the trip so that it's nice, clean, and ready to go. And another thing I do is, because I don't like using the campground water for anything other than just like bathing, washing dishes, toilet, I will not use it in any of our food and any of our beverages. So I buy these big gallon drinking water things from Walmart, and this is what I use in the coffee maker. And also I give the dogs water with this, and if I need to cook with, and then I have like the individual bottled waters that we drink while we're at the campsite. So definitely wanted to throw that out there. I did a video on the dangers of campground water, and it is something that's worth watching, because so many times we get wrapped up in preparing for the trip, just like I am right now, and we don't necessarily think about those things that go on behind the scenes. We kind of just assume we're going to be able to pull into our beautiful campsite, plug into the electric, hook up the sewer and the water, and everything's going to be fine. But you really should be careful about that water at the campground. So make sure you check out that video if you haven't already. So there's the bed. I'm not Martha Stewart, but you can see it looks much better than it did before with the stock bedspread or whatever it is that you want to call. So I was thinking as I was making the bed, I never packed this year, I never packed an extra set of sheets up in my overhead storage. So I am going to do that because we have dogs. My husband's been known to spill a few things in his day. I just think for peace of mind and just in case, I'll put them up there. If anything else, it's an insurance policy, because when you have it, nothing ever happens. But when you leave it at home, that's when you'll need it. I really wish filming didn't need to be so awkward. So I was hoping there would be a way to like have you guys kind of looking over my shoulder as I'm filling the fridge, but this space is just too tight. So I'm just going to show you what I'm putting in here as I put it in. My coffee creamer. Inside here, I already have the K-cups that I'm going to be using this weekend. I've got it loaded with our bottled water that we're going to be drinking. And I also have some cans of seltzer and soda for my husband and I to drink. Additionally, at all times in the door, I keep jelly, mayonnaise, ketchup, mustard, and maple syrup. We will be having pancakes, so I brought my almond milk. I'm going to be putting my favorite little vice bacon. For lunch, if we don't have leftovers from our dinner on Friday or Saturday, I will make us some homemade tuna salad for sandwiches, and these are hard-boiled eggs. So the last thing you want to do when you get to the campground later in the day is cook a big meal. At least we don't want to. So I'm very good at soups. I make amazing soups, and anytime I make them, I always tend to make a lot and then freeze some. And what I'll do is take out a jar, it's a plastic container, I guess, of whatever soup we're going to be eating. This is stuffed pepper soup, so that's going to be our Friday night dinner. Rice pudding. Since it's Father's Day weekend, I felt he should have one of his favorite things, and one of his favorite things is hot sausage sandwiches. So we have the hot sausages, and we also have, I sliced up peppers and onions to do on our griddle. Brought hot dogs for me and probably the dogs as well. This yogurt that's in these little containers. My cans of tuna don't need to be refrigerated, so I will just put those in one of my storage drawers. I've got to go get another load of stuff. Sandwich rolls for the hot dogs and sausage sandwiches. Cheese snack. This is the little, I did a short on this. Aldi had them. I don't think they have them anymore, but they had these neat little storage containers, and I think they were $4.99 each, no matter which kind you got. Always have a backup plan. So we're gonna have sketchy weather at our destination, unfortunately. If it was dangerous weather, we wouldn't go. We would just cancel the trip because it's not worth risking your life to go camping. But it's a chance of thunderstorms, nothing major. So on the off chance that we would not be able to be out cooking dinner, sausage sandwiches inside the trailer is not something that we want to deal with because it makes a lot of potential grease splatter and would really heat things up inside here. So what we will do that night, if we can't do the sausage sandwiches and hot dogs out on our griddle, is grilled cheese and tomato soup. So I have some cheese here just in case. We pancake mix. This stuff is really good. It's like a protein pancake mix. Ben & Jerry's gimme s'more ice cream. I usually make homemade mac and cheese, but since we're going to be out camping, just got a boxed variety of like a smoked Gouda mac and cheese. This is one of the things I like to drink in the summertime. If you have a Trader Joe's near you, they have this, it's jalapeno limeade. It's not hot. You can taste the pepper in it, but it's not hot. It's actually quite good. So they have this, and I will mix that with, in this I have a tequila triple sec mixture. I'm not going to drink this whole thing this weekend. I mixed it up so I'd have it. I'll use it here at the house. I promise I'm not drinking this whole thing this weekend. But this is the booze, so I will pour the booze in, add the limeade, and of course the glass has to be rimmed, so I have some limes and some tahini. I like to use tahini on the rims of my glasses. So that's what I'm going to drink this weekend when we're around the campfire. My husband will drink bourbon and he'll smoke cigars. When I was getting ready to put the tahini away, it occurred to me, I don't think I ever talked to you guys about what I keep in my spice cupboard here, just because some people, they want that general idea of what basic things do I need to take along when I'm heading out to the campground. And these are things that I leave in here all summer long, except for I will not leave the cooking oil, canola oil, whatever it is that he uses on the Blackstone. I don't leave that in here. That's one of those items I will take inside in between trips because I just worry about attracting ants. So what I do have in here is coconut oil that's in a ball canning jar with the lid sealed on it tightly, that he uses for when he scrambles eggs. He usually uses coconut oil for that. Obviously salt. You always want to have salt. I have some baking soda in here for my skunk kit. Now, we are very careful with our dogs, but we're going to campgrounds that are in the woods, and there's always a possibility you can encounter wildlife. So I would rather have all of the ingredients for my skunk kit, which is made with Dawn dishwashing liquid, hydrogen peroxide, and baking soda. And I actually did a short video about the skunk kit for dogs, so check that out. If you've ever had to deal with skunk spray before, you know what I'm talking about. You want something that's going to work, and honestly, that is something that works quite well. So I always take baking soda with me, not because I'm baking cookies or cakes or anything, but because I want it for my skunk kit or possibly stain removal too. In here I also have, this is my husband's favorite, like he likes this for burgers and steaks. I don't know where we got this. I think it's Sam's Club, maybe Walmart. Steak King, it's called Chop House Blend. He swears by it. Everything but the bagel seasoning is mine. Goes without saying what that's for. Trader Joe's onion salt. I love this stuff. It's a great seasoning. When you just want something just like randomly seasoning meat, soups, whatever, it's fantastic. I love that. And then of course garlic powder. Always have garlic powder. And I have cinnamon if we want to do French toast. And I have seasoned salt, another go-to for me. Of course we have salt and pepper too.